be a part of the league during this time. And the job that he did was phenomenal. And now we're looking forward to Greg Sankey's leadership. Been knowing Greg a long time. Obviously been within the league offices for quite some time now, and really know over time it'll prove out that he's going to be a tremendous leader as well. So I want to start with that, and then just move into Georgia football. First thing is I'm just very excited about this team, this program. Our guys have been working extremely hard. You know, the rules have changed a little bit where you can make some things mandatory throughout the summer. There's certain things that we can do now and view now that we weren't able to do in the past. And I know that these guys have been, you know, paying the price for the ability to compete in the best league in America. And you know, going into my 15th season here at Georgia, I know that this league is jam-packed full of great coaches and great players and great venues, and it's just an experience that a lot of people would love to be able to be a part of, and I'm just thankful for my opportunity to do that, and looking forward to this season. So with that, I'll open it up and have at it.
All right, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Grace and Joseph and Elizabeth have microphones. We'll get one to you. And we'll start over here. Over here in the middle. Right here.
Hey Mark, David Carroll with the Postal Courier in Charlotte. Can you give more clarity on who your starting quarterback might be at the end of the season, and why did things work out with Jacob Park?
Okay, asking who I think will be the starter, is that what you're saying? I have no idea who the starter is going to be. We are going to have a tremendous competition, or we're going to continue that competition for that position. I think it's going to take a while. We have 29 practice opportunities before the first game, and we're going to get a rotation where we can see the guys that we want to see compete, and then make a decision on who should be the starter. But right now, I don't know who that is. When we came out of spring, I think the guys made progress. I think the guys are able to function well in our system, but to say who's the man to lead the job, to win the job right now, I don't have an answer. As far as Jacob, things don't always work out for a kid for a lot of different reasons. The main thing with him is, I want to wish him the very best. He's a great kid. He's a very good competitor, very talented guy. And I'm just hoping that he lands in a spot where he can really thrive and finish out his college career.
Stay in the same section, just a couple rows back.
Adam Sparks in Tennessee. Mark.
I'm trying to, where is it?
To your left.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Adam Sparks in Tennessee. And Mark, Nick Chubb obviously is going to get a lot of Heisman Trophy hype. Is there an approach you take to helping him handle that?
Right.
And was not bringing him today any effort on that maybe to temper that attention a little bit?
Not at all. First of all, I normally try to bring seniors. It used to be just two guys. I bring an offensive, defensive senior. Then at one time it became a third young man to come. This year in particular, Commissioner Slide, or Commissioner Flink, I'm not sure which commissioner, wanted to have somebody who had a little bit of a story outside of just the football part. It happened to be Malcolm Mitchell for us this year. Now Malcolm also happened to be a senior and happens to be a heck of a football player. But he's got a great story about his love for reading, his love for being in a book club, and he has now, written a little children's book and things like that. So, that's why the three that are here today. But as far as handling Nick, first of all, Nick is a very, he's pretty quiet, unassuming guy. He's a very hard worker. He's a great student. He's a great teammate. He's becoming a great leader for us. And he doesn't really like the hype. I mean, you go back to his recruiting, he was very low-key. Decided he wanted to be in Georgia, did it quietly, didn't have a big old press conference. And stuck to his decision, didn't do a bunch of stuff to bring attention to himself. He doesn't care about that. He cares about working hard, playing hard, and helping Georgia win. And I really appreciate that about him. The other thing, as far as Heisman Trophy and all, I've been blessed to coach a couple of them in years past, and to me, that's as much of a team award as it is an individual award. rarely does a guy win the Heisman if he's not on a team that's winning at a very high level. So, the team's going to fight like mad to win, and if something like that happens, that'd be wonderful.
Coach, we'll go to our right, in the very back.
Barrett's Bleacher Report. You mentioned the additional time you get with players this summer, and you have a quarterback, Grayson Lambert, who transferred in. How has that helped his transition, and what specifically are your impressions, and what does he need to work on this summer?
Well, Grayson had some school to finish at Virginia in order to graduate. So he's really been in summer school at Virginia almost the entire summer.
All right, we'll go right here in the center, right in front of us, Coach.
I need the help.
Stephen M. Smith, the touchdown, Alabama Magazine. Coach, you touched a little bit on Malcolm Mitchell for a minute, Georgia, without Michael Bennett, without Chris Conley. How important is it to keep Malcolm Mitchell healthy? This is one of the big threats that are outside the stretch field.
Right, no doubt. I mean, he's a very explosive player. He's got a lot of experience. He's made plays in big games. And if he's healthy, we'll be better. But, that wide receiver position, no matter how good an individual may be, you have to have a group of receivers that can make plays. You have to have a quarterback that can deliver the ball. You got to have linemen that can protect. You got to have a run game that people will respect, that will allow you to get some coverages that are favorable to throw the football. So there's so many things that go into it. But when you do get the ball in the hands of somebody that can make a guy miss or have the speed to take it to the house, that's very valuable. And when you have a guy with some experience to go along with it, it's important. So you want him to stay healthy. We want everybody to stay healthy, and I'm glad he's doing well right now.
Coach, we'll go over to our left, third row in the aisle.
Hey, Coach, Todd Paul, PNC Star. First of all, I want to get your reaction to Justin Houston's contract, and obviously with what he went through the combine, slide to third, was it great to see what he's done. And why do you think the Chiefs tend to draft a couple of your guys every year?
Right. I think we've got 5 players with the Chiefs right now. We're a team that has one of the top teams in America as far as having guys in the league overall. But Justin is a guy that I'm just so very proud of. I remember meeting him in high school and just seeing this kid with these long arms and big hands and big feet, and kind of not having grown into his frame yet a little bit, and watched him grow as a player, as a person throughout the time that he was at Georgia. And now to see him doing what he's doing in the league and being rewarded for the good things that he's done on the field and off as well. It's just a tremendous thing for him and for Georgia as well.
Coach, we'll go right down the front row on the right.
Good morning, Coach. Coach, how has the specific cost of attendance offered by your school impacted your recruiting and your program?
Right. Well, I don't think it's really affected us much at all. It's not really come up as a big point of conversation, but we are we feel very good about our situation. We have certainly the cost of attendance, but there's also some things that can be done in a creative way that was well within the rules that can get us in pretty good shape on that front. So we know Georgia can do just as well as anywhere in the country, and as far as taking care of our players, and we don't think it's going to have a negative effect at all.
We'll stay here on the front row over to our left.
Good morning, Coach. DJ Jones with Sports. Coach, you lost a couple of quality players on both sides of the ball to the NFL this year, and I just would like to know who will you be looking to be the leaders, the spiritual leaders in the locker room and on the field on the offensive side and the defensive side this year?
Right. Well, it's hard to define exactly who's going to be the leader, but offensively, I've seen John Theus take charge of the offensive unit. Malcolm Mitchell has worked very diligently with the receiver group. You've got defensively, Jordan Jenkins is a guy, a veteran, a senior. Leonard Floyd, just through his work ethic and how hard he plays and practices. So you've got guys like that, and we're a little bit young still in the defensive backfield, but a guy that I like his work ethic on a daily basis is Dominic Sanders. When I say he's the leader of the defense, I don't know if he's that, but if everybody worked as hard as he did, we'd be in pretty good shape.
Okay, we'll go to our aisle on the right, about midway back.
Coach Rick, that's Celeste, Fox Sports Health Radio.
Yes.
Coach, just a couple of years ago, Keith Marshall was splitting carries and running early and looked like he was just going to be a phenomenal player. He's had some injuries. I've read some reports he's feeling better. I mean, Nick Chubb's really emerged as the guy right now, but are you expecting some positive things from Keith Marshall? Where's he at right now?
Keith is very healthy, in my view. He's moving very well. He's decided to cut his weight down to closer to where he was earlier in his career. You can show up as a freshman about 210 pounds, and then you get in the weight room and you eat, you get to nutrition and training table. Before you know it, you weigh 225, 230, and still look like dynamite, But I think he feels more comfortable carrying a little bit less weight to help his quickness and speed. I mean, he's been a speed guy from the very beginning, so that'll help him. But I think he's in great shape, great spirits, and has been a guy that we're going to count on. He's been a guy we have counted on. We expect to see a bunch from him.
Coach, we'll go over on our left, middle of the aisle over there.
Hey Mark, James Apicott from Charleston. Can you talk about how you guys adjusted to Coach Schottenheimer and what are the main differences between him and Bobo?
Right. Well, Coach Schottenheimer is a guy that through the process of replacing Mike Bobo, we were looking for someone who was very similar to us in philosophy, as far as how you think about how offensive football should be played. And there's so many teams that are, they're just spread. They're spread and they're going fast, and they're, 4 receiver sets, sometimes 5, and all that. And we'll get into those types of sets to a certain degree, but we still want to have a physical running game to complement a play action passing game and complement our ability to spread and do those things. So it's kind of hard to find those guys in the college ranks. And Coach Schottenheimer being an NFL coordinator for I think 9 years, the last 9 years. And watching the style of play, it was very similar to what we do. So the common fan may not see a whole lot different as far as the sets and the types of plays that we run, but I think the players have taken him well. He's a very good teacher and communicator. And I think he's got a great personality for the college game as far as being able to recruit and being able to relate to young people.
Which will go